just going to go straight to LA. I'm going to get a job, with whatever. Is there an MGM anymore? Is the lion still growling when you open up?
I hope so.
Metro, what's it called?
Metro Golden Mayer. Whoa.
God damn, that's my job.
Call us.
From Pilates to MGM, baby.
Oh my gosh. Got it. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we good to go?
We are good. Do I sound good?
Yeah, do your little.
I already did that.
Do you need any water?
I already did that.
Well, I'm just double checking because I
Aren't
love
you
you.
sweet, right? All right, let's roll.
Let's roll.
Yes.
Hi, everybody, but most importantly, hi, Liz.
Hi, Lee.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
Do I look good?
You look great.
I feel like
We're
look
in
like
short sleeves, and you're tan, and I'm pale.
No,
That's
I'm in
usual.
my combat Jane stuff.
You're also in a shade of green, and today we are filming on and
that's
recording on
right.
St. Patrick's Day.
We are. So you all get this after St. Patty. I had better green on this morning in the studio.
You looked really good.
I had like real St. Patty's green.
Yeah. I'm not making corned beef tonight.
Thank God. That stuff is nasty. But
No
we might have
offense.
some green beer.
Oh.
No, that would be even nastier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I
Hope
love
everybody's had fun celebrating. We are now therefore in spring.
Yeah.
It's springing. It's sprunging.
It's time. We need some hope.
Eyes are itching.
Yeah, I love it. It doesn't bother me at all. I bet a lot of people probably do have allergies and such, but
But that's okay.
that's them, not me.
So who cares? The moral of the story is,
Yeah.
too bad for you. No, so let's do a little, what we're going to do is a series for you guys, like a 3-parter.
We had planned this.
Hey. I mean, thanks, Kristen.
Actually, we planned it 2 minutes ago. No, but it's
No.
something we've been thinking about.
No, we've got all this. So what we're going to do is talk about kind of spring cleaning your lifestyle. And it doesn't matter what time of year it really actually is for you when you're listening to this. It's about, digging deep, finding swaps, changes, habits. You've got habits you would like to have, changing those out, coming up with ways to make those habits attainable, kind of taking baby steps and making habits that last for your overall health and wellness.
Well said. I could have done better myself.
Nailed it.
Right, and we
Nailed
want to
it.
set the bar so that it's not so high that
Right.
you don't need a pole vault. I mean, we really want to make sure this is something that you can achieve, and we can all make those small changes, and we want to make them fun. So, what are we going to start with?
Hey, I don't know. I just had a picture of myself when you said about the pole vaulter.
Oh, I bet you'd be awesome. I'm sorry, I had a visual there.
And there's the pole vault, and I would be like,
Yeah, the pole vault.
could you do it?
I never tried. I bet I could.
That's weird. Your ex-husband is a high jumper.
Do y'all know how old I am? They didn't even let girls hardly go to the bathroom alone in the 70s. I mean, they didn't even have track and field for women. I would have killed it.
I know.
I would have.
Are you
I would
going to
have
go out for it now?
I would have been like a track star, I think. I think I would have. I was a runner. I was always fast.
Yeah, but you don't even like to run.
Why would I run now? I'm good. I don't need to run. I'm a good walker. But no, I mean, I did not have the opportunity to pole vault. It's not too late.
But you'd be great at it.
I am thinking about taking up surfing, remember?
Yes.
It's not the same as
I've
pole
not
vaulting,
forgotten.
but again, baby steps.
Wait,
We're not going to Hawaii to do surfing. We're going to go to Polly's Island.
sure. Start again. Baby steps.
Baby
Right.
steps.
Hang on. I want to go back. Would you pole vault or high jump? There's something about the pole
well.
slinging me around that I don't think I could
think
do.
the most fun, because I used to really swing on vines. There were big, deep valleys, and test my whole life and death moments when I was
Tarzan.
like 7. I would have definitely been a pole vaulter.
Pole vaulter. Okay.
Because it would have been so crazy to go up high and flip your body over that thing.
Yeah.
That would have really been a sensation. I really admire people that have done that or are doing that right now, especially you women. We know somebody who does that. Ingrid Vanderbosch, Jeff Gordon's daughter, she does that.
I'm sure she wanted the whole world to know that.
But I mean, I'm just impressed with it.
I know. Little track athlete. So now
Yes.
you have the potential to be a Chapter 3 pole vaulter, track and field star. Before we started recording, you said you want to be an editor out in LA and Hollywood.
I do.
Because you love doing reels and you think your next calling is to
It's
be
editing.
an editor.
I think I know what I am. I'm like a movie editor in the making. I want to be in the movies, but not in them. I want to be an editor.
You want to be an editor? You're going to accept an award for
I
movie editing.
would get an award.
Let's go to LA.
Because I've said this to you every single movie we go to, get me behind the camera and let me edit this movie. And when yesterday I was trying to write an article about the very thing we're going to talk about today. And I got so frustrated because I was like, oh, I'm jumping ahead. I'm pole vaulting ahead of where I want to go. So I started making a reel, which is like my total zen. And that's because I get to edit stuff. And I get to
play with
it and put it with this. And does the music work here? No, the music does not work here. Move it here. And anyway, that's me.
Well, I'm excited for all these
We're going to LA.
chapters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You heard it
Baby
here first.
steps. Baby steps
Meanwhile.
into the editing business. We're just going to go straight to LA. I'm going to get a job, with whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever plan B, whoever those people are. I don't even know who they Is there an MGM anymore? Is there
I don't know.
Is the large
Netflix.
Is the lion still growling when you open up?
I hope so.
Metro, what's it called?
MGM.
Metro Golden Mayer.
Whoa.
God damn, that's my job.
Call us.
From Pilates to MGM, baby.
Oh my gosh. Well, you can thank me in your speech when you accept your awards.
I will. I'll write your name down so don't forget it. It'd be great.
Okay, meanwhile, back to seriousness. We are now here in our studio, still Pilatesing.
Yes.
Is that a verb? Pilates?
No, it's not.
Pilatesing?
No.
I want it to be one.
Well, I know you do, but it's called working out and doing Pilates.
Okay, so let's start with our spring cleaning.
Right. Okay.
How are we going to get our acts in order? And we are talking about everything from maybe fitness goals to any other goals at all. Do you have any goals currently?
I do.
What is it?
You can't. I don't. Do I have any goals?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Just being a film producer, just being a film editor.
Real ones.
No, but I've got some
Current.
My goals are to always be in my best health I can be. To
Right.
always aspire and not always succeed at eating well. Working out 5 to 6 times a week, resting my body properly when it needs rest, and listening to my body, which is one of the things I think we're just not working out, or some of us are just working out so much that we're not resting our amount. So, getting a good night's sleep, getting a great workout, the achievement is in the balance.
Right.
And that is a really hard thing to do, but we're going to break it down into baby steps.
Right. And I think what you said, that word balance, is so important because we know that technically a habit's not going to stick unless it can be attainable and realistic and have all those goal-oriented things around it. And so I think step one is deciding what currently are your habits and what currently are your goals, and then to break those down and decide how are you going to achieve them.
Right.
And so for me, I like to see things on paper. The phone calendar works, but I'm not going to do it unless it's actually on the paper calendar too. So whatever, methodology you need to use for figuring out, okay, what is it that I'm even trying to do? For some of it's obvious, I've got an event coming up or a trip coming up or an X amount of number in some way I'm trying to meet, amount of miles I'm about to run or classes I need to take or pounds that I need to lose or inches that I need to lose or muscle that I need to gain, right? It doesn't always have to feel like a deprivational one. It's about putting good habits forward. And so number one is make that plan.
Right.
And since you don't ever have anything you need to change, your habits are perfect, your body's perfect,
okay.
then
Thank
you don't have to worry about
that's
that, right?
not true. I literally put things on my phone calendar. I don't use a paper calendar like a hair appointment, but if I have to get something done that day, I say, you're going to call this person, and it's written on my phone calendar. I mean, for instance, let's just take, if you were trying to start your sort of spring cleaning with, hey, I feel like I've been eating too much sugar.
Sure.
How can I achieve just not cut sugar completely out of my diet, but just that one little baby step? So first of all, write it on whether it's your paper calendar, every single day. And maybe give yourself a day to eat sugar. But and I always have said this, and I'll say it again because you need to say things over and over again, not only for you to absorb them, right? So if you are like hooked on, eating your candy bar every time you go to the movies or something, cut that candy bar in half, throw one of the halves in the trash can, and eat that half until you can go without it. Because,
Right.
for instance, sugar is an addictive substance, and so we know that. That's not every single habit that needs to change, but you want to do it in baby steps.
Yeah, I think that's the clearest example. And you've actually been using this example forever. If you're eating 2 cookies a night, eat one, then the next time eat half, maybe skip every other night, because again, it's that deprivational, that kind of like, okay, I'm not going cold turkey and then I'm going to binge and eat the whole sleeve of cookies.
Right.
I'm weaning my body off of this addictive substance. And you've always said, and scientifically we know it is about a 2-week time frame for kind of cutting those
I think it's actually 3 weeks. I think you're correct.
Okay.
I think that in order to gain a new habit, you must do it for at least 3 weeks before your mind and body can actually do that habit.
Right.
And so you've got to give yourself a lot of grace. And you can't, and if you go, oh, I just can't quit eating sugar, or I just can't make myself work out, or whatever the new habit is going to be, you're going to have to give yourself grace and go, I didn't do it today. Guess what? I'm going to write it on my calendar and do it tomorrow.
Right.
So
that's a good one.
Schedule.
And so whether or not it's cutting back in the baby steps to create the better habit or putting things in. So one thing we talk a lot about is protein. And honestly, I'm almost sick of seeing it, right? Like if you're on Instagram and your algorithm
It's
and
everywhere.
your For You page is like mine, it's just one thing after the next, protein. And one, it's irritating because, for example, you have always said how important protein
I'm always
is.
going, why are
It's
they
like,
just
why are
now
these-
catching
why
up
is
to
this
this?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you're right again, which is
Well,
great.
I mean, I read the science a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like, but that was also, by the way, no shade if you didn't know that before. That was my job.
Exactly.
My job is health. And so therefore I'm going to read all the
Right.
nutritional things as well as all the workout things that work and things that don't work.
Yeah.
And if you're going to build your body and build muscle, you've got to make sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein.
That's right.
And I'm almost positive that most of us do not get enough, particularly women.
Right.
And particularly people working out.
And for me, there's always kind of there's a million ways to skin a cat, but there's that way that's very technical and exact, such as, if the research says 0.5 or 0.7 grams of protein per your body weight, then to me, that's good knowledge. And also it can make me go into a little bit of like an hyper fixation mode on that. So it's really good to know the science and the tools that you need more protein. If you want to be exact, we're looking at that number between half and 1 correlated to your body weight. And another methodology to get there is just add more every meal.
Right.
Right. So if the numbers game is too confusing or frustrating or not healthy for your style, and then the goal is going to be, let's put more protein in every meal. Oh, wow. Pay attention. I feel more full, so I can spread out, eat less frequently and better food.
2 points to back up what you just said. 2 points. 1 point is if you are in the numbers game, you want to think of eating about half of your weight in protein a day or just less. So say I weigh 130, so I'm going to eat 45 grams. Is that right?
That's bad math. Let's
Bad
go
math.
120 and go with 60.
Thank you.
65.
Wow.
There she goes.
Wait, the whole math game just messed me up. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I'm 120.
Okay.
And so I'll get
60.
if I was doing 60 grams of protein a day, that's good. But I work out, so I'm going to do a little bit more than that. So I want you to just think of it that way. So you could do, say, roughly half of your weight, and then add some more. You can't add too much, by the way, right? So if you're working out, for sure. But then the other thing you're going to notice, is this.
Let's say that.
If you add more protein to your diet and you continue to eat everything else in your diet, what's going to happen?
Calorie intake.
Exactly. So
Really
what
good point.
protein does for your body is it satiates your appetite so that you're not craving or dying to have, more carbohydrates are good. Good carbohydrates.
Complex.
You want good healthy fats, good carbohydrates, but you're not craving more food. So you will eat, less actually. You might eat less of your, lighter carbohydrates, especially when you're working out, if you're putting more protein in your body. And what you will see is that your body will lean out. And you want to eat lean protein, by the way. We're not talking about fried chicken. We're talking about lean chicken, right? So your body will lean out, and you'll see a difference.
Right. And so it's that satiation as well as that protein building nutrients to help create the more muscles in your body, which muscles burn fat.
Yeah, more efficiently. I mean,
right. Like your muscle mass is important in order to lose that visceral bad for you fat.
My motivation on this one is if I can lay on the sofa and I know I'm still burning fat, I'm in this game. And when I learned that about muscle, when you put muscle instead of fat, adipose tissue in your body, you can just lay around and watch White Lotus all you want to, and you're still burning calories. You're burning fat calories. It's a good thing. I'm just saying, if that's not motivation, I don't know what is.
Really how the puzzle works.
Because
I eat more protein and lay on the sofa.
You know, we all have our habits. My habit and your habit was we love to watch our shows like White Lotus or whatever we're watching at night. And to know that you've worked out and you've got your muscles worked out, you've had the adequate amount of protein, you're just feeling a little bit better about yourself for sitting on that sofa, right? I am, and we have to give ourselves those nice rewards, right?
I think so. I mean, you're a hedonist, so that works.
I think we should all be a little bit more hedonist. We should all do a little bit more to take care of ourselves, because once we do, we feel so much better about the world and everybody else.
Right, and that the important part of that, what you have already said, is about those rest days. That a lot of us sometimes, when we have a certain goal or want the summer body that we're trying rapidly to lose weight by potentially starving yourself and overworking out. And we know that that is not the equation for a healthy body that will maintain good habits. And that I do know that movement happens so much more than you think if you do just stand up off the sofa. Like with my Oura Ring,
True.
When I'm just doing chore type things at home, it's constantly like, oh, we're doing housework. Like that counts for steps and calories.
It's a really good point. And if you don't have an Oura Ring, that's where you put it on your calendar. Or you put a thing on your phone that alarms you if you've been sitting for, say, 30 minutes to an hour that says, it's time to get up and stretch. I mean, you can look at this Oura Ring and go, you need to get up.
Time to move.
And that's really important.
That is really, really important. And what I'm thinking about, too, is since it is spring, and we are in the season of Lent, if that is something you follow. I do not, but I mean, it is
Are you going to give something? Have you given something up?
No, I'm saying I don't follow it.
Okay.
But it's the same kind of balance we're talking about. A lot of people you'll see talk about, like they're giving up sugar, they're giving up whatever. But if you do look at religious and more, from our opinion, spirituality, you're also trying to fill your bucket with positive things, too. So it's the same kind of analogy when it comes to overall health and wellness, spiritual wellness, any of it. To create those habits, you're going to take out the things that aren't serving you, but you're also going to fill your cup with things like the rest and the show and the happy things that bring you joy in order to stay on that path.
Okay, so let's name what we have, because we're going to go to the next one. We've got movement in general, right? Are we talking about movement in general as part of a habit forming? So if you find yourself being too sedentary, you're going to set your alarm on your phone or whatever you want to do, however you do it. Maybe you have your husband come yell at you every 30 minutes, which he probably does anyway. It'll remind you to get up off the sofa. Whatever you do, you want to schedule some sort of movement. We'll get into the specifics of working out. That's going to come soon. But right now, we just want you to move your body more than you're not during the day. You sleep at night. You're going to sleep better at night the more you move your body during the daytime. And like you said, it can be doing housework. It can be picking up kids. It can be just get out and walk. And now that it's spring, there's nothing better for your body and your soul and your mind than to get outside and walk, rain or shine. It's healthy. It's your vitamin D. It's your sense of fresh air. It's your getting out of your own, selfishness of just perseverating about the problems in whether it's your life or the world. It just gets you out. So do it. I mean, if you have to, go up and down your steps in your house if you can't go outside. But the movement of the body is it is the greatest gift you can give it. The greatest gift. And if you're moving your body, you're not going to be so apt to do the bad nutrition aspects of your health.
Right. I mean, we all know that, sitting at your desk or, sitting on the sofa kind of leads to that. We're so attention deficit oriented now. Like we want everything the minute we want it. Like our attention span and our endurance is short. And so we're always looking for something else. And a lot of the times that's looking for something to put in your mouth.
Yeah. I think the challenge is, that is a challenge. So we've got protein. We're going to do protein. We're going to add protein to our diets, which is going to help us to not eat as many things that are not so good for us. And we're going to move our body. And then there's a third one that I'm going to throw right at Lee Kennelly because here's your expert. She's your expert
I know this one.
on hydration.
No
I'm going to listen.
I just make
and
fun
I'm
of
gonna
you
learn.
because you're the generation that only has martinis and coffee.
I don't have martini.
That's so true.
No,
That's
it's
exactly true. You start your day with coffee.
I
and
do
you
not
end your day with a
I have
martini.
already told you I do not claim that generation. They might be my age, but I don't sit around and drink coffee all day and drink martinis.
Well,
it'd be fun though.
You just don't like water as much as I do.
One hand, other hand, like double fit. Wait, I need a little energy. Wait, I need a little alcohol.
Just a complete dehydration from morning to
Excuse
noon
me, I need to
night.
throw a cigarette in this mix too.
Mix,
bitch. I do like that generation. Anyway, go ahead.
More water, more water, more water.
Talk to us, Mama. Talk to us.
Well, no, one easy way is half your body weight in ounces. And so, 3-4 of these a day. If you're working out, sweating, moving a lot, have another. I mean, we're in the Pilates Girls Stanley Cup era. So I don't know why it's hard to not get enough water. Everybody I see besides you has a water jug in their hand. And so that's another. If you need an alarm, take an alarm. But the other thing we haven't talked about besides writing it down or alarming is call a friend, the accountability, like your walking buddy or your nutrition buddy or call a nutritionist, whatever you need.
That's a great idea.
Is phone a friend if you need any help. But I have been thinking about you writing your next book and how that has had you have to focus on some habit creation.
Yes.
Some positive and negative habit creation.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Wow. And I really, I just got like an electrical shock that went up my spine when you brought that up.
Ooh.
Because I really don't want us to talk about it because maybe I just won't ever get this thing done.
Nope.
And I don't want it to be out there. And it's the second podcast in a row that we're talking about it. It's really, what's interesting, I have the opposite problem. It's hard for me to sit and write. So I try to stand and I try to write. And then, sometimes writing, and I really have learned this in because I've been journaling for a long time.
Right.
But writing.
Journals get a little deep and dark.
But you need that. Where else is your deep and darkness going to go?
No, I agree, but
let it, you can, one of the greatest things I used to do, and I don't do it anymore because I like to use my computer, is I used to write it on paper and get some really negative thoughts out and burn them. Because
I love that.
Everybody's got a little witch in them, especially us women. And I do that still. If I've got something that has just really been really haunting me and just holding me back from releasing, sometimes by writing it down on a piece of paper, owning it, sort of meditating over for a minute and just burning that sucker.
Yeah.
It's freeing. So, but this book, on the other hand, for me to sit down,
is hard.
It's hard.
So what we need to find, and maybe y'all know this, probably Kristen does, is I think you need to be voice recording and then it transcript.
People that are helping me sort of, get this thing published suggested that. And I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I don't know why.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I do like the process of writing though. It's very cathartic. Right. Once you get a flow going and you can get in that flow, because then you can just go back and delete the words, especially if you're on your computer that you're like, oh, didn't mean to say that. We don't want anybody reading that.
But that's going to be, I'm going to help you do that. We're going to find an app that allows you to walk and talk and transcript and see if that helps you get unstuck a little bit.
Okay, that's a great idea.
And then I've given you plenty of suggestions. Have you taken the one?
Wow.
Have you taken the one where I said for 20 minutes you have to go somewhere to write? Like not at your house.
I did it twice. And
where'd you go?
I went to my club that I go to, and then I went to, I've gone to different rooms.
No, out of the house. You have to leave the house.
No,
you have to leave.
Okay, I've done
with
it once.
A mission only.
Twice. I did it twice.
Where's the other one?
Well, I was with the people that were helping me get this
right.
thing out. We went to a place somewhere, I don't know, Belmont or somewhere. It's fabulous. Anywho,
Delete that.
Yeah, yeah.
Delete that quirk. Oh my God.
I know you're right. Have you noticed the defensive thing I just
Yes.
did? I was like backing up.
Yes.
So if somebody's going to go, I don't have a problem with sugar, they're going to back up. I don't have a problem with alcohol. They're like, oh,
It's
so,
true.
Yeah. So that's my body language right there. Just told me, yeah,
You're having trouble with
You're
it.
having trouble. So make some habits that positively take you forward. I'm not going to make myself, you're going to sit right here for the next 3 hours until you get that paragraph finished.
All I'm saying is 20 minutes at
20 minutes
Barnes & Noble or wherever, your independent bookseller, or your
That's a good
independent
point.
coffee house.
Right. Or
You know?
I can get a martini. I can go to a bar and get a martini and be just like the people my age.
Yeah, you'll write a beautiful book if you just have a martini.
Yeah.
But that's the exact baby steps we were talking about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'll help you do that this week.
Right. Thank you. That would be great. Maybe I can help you do something. We'll see.
I know. I'm probably in the category of my goal is like the summer bod. 12 weeks to the summer bod is what I'm going for.
Right. So that was what the assignment I had from a certain magazine was, and I'm writing it. So I'm also writing that. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm busy with this writing situation.
Prolific.
Prolific. So not. Anyway, so the point that I was bringing up that made us talk about this was I'm doing a 12-week get in summer shape. Mm-hmm. And so my goal for this article and for us here in this podcast and for me and you and all of us is that we take the habits that we do to our motivation being vanity in this case, which vanity, I have always said, is the greatest motivator. Mm. It will take you to the place where you start to feel better and then it increases your health. I mean, vanity started this workout. I was like, hey,
for sure.
I'm not looking all that good at 51. I need to do something different with my body. So I came up with this workout. Well, it started with, I don't like my poochie belly. Mm-hmm. And then it turned into, I really like the way I feel good when I'm healthy, when I'm eating well, when I'm, socializing with people.
Right.
And that's why my personal training also turned into a group exercise because that's the sociability of that is a big deal. So where was I going? Because that's a really good point.
I was just saying that is my goal. What you're writing about is my personal goal, whereas yours might be on the writing end, mine is on the physical side of it.
So we're going to talk. Okay, we've got our points that we're going to have for the next. Let's do this. Let's do this for the next couple of podcasts.
Perfect.
We're going to say we're going to all pay attention to what kind of protein, or are we using good lean protein in our diets? Are we getting enough water and movement? Do we want to go down? Do we want to break it down yet?
No.
Okay,
not
just
yet.
start moving.
Start with that.
Yeah.
Start with that. A little more of the good stuff. Decide what the not so good stuff is, and then we'll keep moving.
Okay. And if you're sitting while you're listening to this podcast,
Get
we
up.
want you to stand and pace. I'm sure there's laundry to do, for God's sakes. There always is in my house. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And call a friend and go, hey, you want to go for a walk
Help
with me?
me.
Yeah.
Help me.
So we've got some guidelines for our summer get in shape.
Banging bods.
Banging bods. That's what you want, a banging
spring
bod.
clean lifestyle. I do.
You got a banging bod. You do.
12 weeks to one.
Yeah, 12
Let's
weeks.
go.
This is fine. That's plenty of, that's ages. We got nothing but time. This is great. Because we're not going to have to go on a diet.
No.
Because
no,
when
I
we
don't
start
do that.
to add that extra protein, we're gonna notice that we don't need to have the Doritos, right?
Yucky.
We're going to. Oh, do we want? I mean, could we just go ahead and say we're just not going to have any sugary sodas yet?
I don't.
Are we doing
who are you talking to?
Okay, never mind. I was going to give them some of the rules, but
no, we're done today.
Okay,
we're done today. That's
but
too
if
much
you are
information.
having
We're
that
trying to
sugary
manage
soda,
it.
you're going to take it, half of it, pour it in your cup, drink it, and throw the other half away. And that especially goes for diet drinks.
Ew.
Diet sodas are worse than sugar sodas. Just saying. I know this for a fact.
We know. Thank you for sharing.
And we can tell you why later because she's
Yep.
making me stop here.
Yeah. We've landed that plane. That's a pretty package.
Okay.
And we'll meet you next week.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Manageable
I'm excited.
steps.
Manageable steps. So all they got to do for this 1 week is move, drink water.
We've already said
martinis and all that.
My God. All right. We'll see you next time. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.